Hello, welcome to Art in Lockdown. Today I want to consider this painting. They say that a painting paints 1,000 words, but in this case it doesn't, and so I'm going to add some words to the painting. Now, what's going on in the artist's mind with this painting? Well, as I know the artist quite well, I can help you answer that. Let's consider the setting. This whole dark, infinite abyss represents space in the universe. Notice there's an absence of any white sun or twinkly yellow star to head to. So, what are these figures? Are they angels? Well, if this is the front view, their wings may be hidden in the dark abyss behind, or they may not. So they may or may not be angels. Now, what do we call these figures? Well, we can't call them both M and M because there's only one M and M. We could call them Mr. Black, Mr. Green, or even Mr. White, but they're both still red. What can we tell about the character of these two characters? Well, they both may want to live in love and harmony. They both may have accepted the sacrament and be Christian. They both may be red because they may want to live in harmony and community like a communist. Even if we call them conservatively blue, liberally yellow, or environmentally green, they are both still red. Now, if the reason these two figures or characters are red is because they were scored out, scratched out, ruled out, or written off from the start, it would be a bit of an ideological disaster if it was the word of your God. You wouldn't want to end up blaming one of these two as your poor red disciple. Strategically, if this figure was handed out by an emperor, it's ideologically better to do it in the name of a philosophy, and then you can blame your neighbour's God for this anyway. One important point: both these figures are same and different. Also, if we call this side the east and this side the west, or this side A and this side B, it's completely arbitrary. As you can see, in a swirling, twirling universe of big blue balls and twinkly yellow stars, we can see that A could easily be B, and B could easily be A. However, if these characters are scored out, ruled out or written off, you don't want people blaming Holy A for it. You want to say it's for B. But it's well worth noting at this point that if these figures are written off, it could never have started with the last language in Britain and America. We could also call these figures both free. We could say it's 4-7, or we could say it's 4 l. These are not real people. They're symbols of people. Now let's consider this in the context of war. If you were to smash, if this figure represents Europe and this figure represents Britain, and you're to smash them together for thousands of years, it doesn't really matter which one you call the winner if you're going to carry on and repeat doing it, because of course any war you care to mention wasn't really for either figure. But it does matter who you call the winner, because if you say it's this one's VJ Day and VE Day, it will tend to blame him for the whole situation. Also, if you're going to make this directional and tell everybody that this is the figure to head to at B, really it's a replacement trap, because it's head to no wigwam from no wigwam. Can we tell which gender these are, or even their sexuality? They may be gay, bi or lesbian. That wouldn't matter to me as long as they enjoyed it. However, if there are ever going to be any more little red characters, at least one of these has to be Adam, and at least one has to be Eve. Now if this space, this huge infinite dark abyss represented on this A3 sized card of canvas has a maximum capacity of 100 billion people, it would be advisable to practice safe sex. Are these characters dead or alive? Well, if this was in the distant past, we can assume both characters are dead. And if it's in the distant future, we can assume that both characters are dead. If it's in the present, both of them may be alive. Now, are these characters going to survive? Well, that depends on two things. Whether they keep each other, and whether the viewer keeps them too, or just bins the whole thing, burns it, or even loses it. Now notice that the artist has not included any money in this picture. Or has he? If both these characters owe more of themselves, They both could be considered money men. Now let's just say this money man decides to get rid of this money man. Well, there's a few things to remember about that. Whatever Holy Spirit, omnipotent being, predator alien, lurks in the dark abyss of space, he will know, or she will, what this character's done. Secondly, this character is going to be very busy. If there are no other characters to change the tyre on his driverless car, figure out what's wrong with Hal today, or even get the harvest in all on his own.